All right, guys, we're here with Acetec at eSkateCon 2024, and we've got our customer service rep. Is that right?
Many things: marketing consulting, product development consulting, and PR director. Yeah.
We got Oliver, and then we've got the Acetec CEO.
Yes, I'm Eric. Yes, I own Acetec.
Sweet. So I've got a bunch of questions for you. Acetec has recently been dominating the market, in my opinion, with both innovative and high-quality products. I'm very happy to be seeing you guys here and seeing your boards. One of the new products is right here in the middle. This is the rear truck from the Acetec N3, which is a TKP board with gear drives. And you want to tell us a little bit about the design choices behind this new board?
Sure. So it's our fourth generation truck. We keep using TKP systems, but we are always refining the angles and ridge angles, hangers, and to get the best turning radius to stability ratio to find a good balance. And this one, over the last one, we feel like it turns a lot better, whether it's on street wheels or AT. We're very happy with the turning radius. If you use normal bushings and keep them tight, it's gonna feel like a TKP.
Yeah,
But if we have a longer kingpin now for taller barrels, and we're gonna get a pretty tight turning radius. And then the biggest, most important part for us is the new gear drive. We went from polymer, right, to hard polymer to metal.
Okay.
3-gear system, stainless steel. Not out of durability issues. We're very happy with our POM gear drives. Our failure rate is a bit small, but mainly so we can make them smaller. Our goal with the Nix series, the mountain board series, but also our other boards, is to get the best clearance we can. We feel like on many mountain boards, especially with gear drives, that still can be an issue. And with stainless steel, you can use smaller gears, more thinner, smaller ones, because they can handle more load. And yeah, and also new visual design, exo open sculpted mechanical raw aluminum look.
yeah.
And yeah, we're super happy with them. The gear drives are super small. And
What is the gear ratio on these?
4.0, because with the 14S and soon 16S plus 150 kV motors, we have already enough torque. So now we're focusing more on the top speed, because people were not happy with our 35 to 36 top speed. Now we're getting up to the 40s, 42, 44, depending on which tire you use.
That's pretty fast.
And on the gear drives, for us, it's a bit pretentious, but we feel like we make the best ones.
Yeah.
The most quiet ones, the smoothest ones, the most durable ones, the most compact ones. Maybe not the most compact ones. The Apex Airs are pretty compact. But for us, you run our gear drives. There's no clicking. You don't feel the tooth going, the gears going into them. It's smooth, almost like a direct drive.
Right.
So we just want people to try them, because they feel very different from the other gear drives you see around here.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had a N1
Yeah.
a little bit ago, and I did some acceleration testing on it. I believe that the N3 has a updated either ESC firmware or a new ESC.
USC, right?
Yes, ESC, especially the software, we update it based on the consumer feedback. Yes, we are learning, we are listening to consumer always. Yes.
And the upgrades mainly, when we made the N1, we really wanted to do the best acceleration we could.
Yeah.
But maybe we went a bit too crazy with that. It was a bit, jittery. The dead zone, because the acceleration was so strong, we wanted a bigger dead zone so people don't accidentally send their board away.
Yeah.
But that was not the right idea. The dead zone was too big. The acceleration was not as manageable as it could be. So we made it much smoother. The acceleration curve is much better. We got much more power on the mid torque, on the mid end of the acceleration line.
Yeah.
And the dead zone is smaller. It's still there. I think it's important to have a small one. And yeah, the 4.0 gear ratio, so a bit less torque. Still as crazy as people want it to be. On the stock setup, once you buy a board, we don't have it as 100%. On the remote, you can change all of that in the remote, but stock is at 40%. Even in S+, the acceleration curve, to make sure people are not too surprised by it. But now we've got good feedback from reviewers and riders. It's like as smooth as we want it to be.
Yeah.
And it feels good. We're super happy with it. And all the boards that we made before the N3, so the N1s and RS, the one you tried. All the ones we built since 2024 have the updated firmware. It's not just the new boards. All the new batches from the old generation boards also have that new firmware. Yeah.
Right. So the new ESC is definitely a big improvement. I think I did enjoy the N1 when I was testing it in the medium speed mode, but I did feel the S Plus was a little bit jerky. So I'm really excited to see how that's improved.
Yeah.
You've also got the same 7-inch tires. Those are pretty good.
Yeah. We run them tube now. They're tubeless. So you can have them tubeless.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't have an issue with them. I never get air leakage even on the high carving, you know. But a lot of people, they run them at lower PSI as they should. And then maybe for some weights, maybe the 28 PSI recommended pressure is maybe not enough.
Yeah, okay.
So now, just to make sure everyone's happy, we have them tubed.
Okay.
But if someone wants to run them tubeless, we still have the tubeless hubs that go with them.
It's a different hub, not the stock
Exactly.
hub.
This one is a open hub, so you can run any valve, any tire you want.
Yeah, okay.
But it's the same tire.
Okay.
We love them. I think they're super grippy. The rubber we use is grippier than most tires you can find even today. And yeah, I'm still running them on mine. Tubeless on mine. I'm happy tubeless.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're not racing tires, but they're pretty close to them. And there's the Nomad tires, and we'll have them now. Once you buy an N5, you'll have the option to get them with the Lean Power tires, which we collaborated with. So you'll have the slick tires on the N5. The N5 that back there you can show later has the racing tires on. Yeah, fits on the same hubs.
Okay, cool. So Lean Power is a separate company.
Yeah.
Acetec is its own company.
Yeah.
Who designs all of the pieces for the Acetec boards?
So that's our designer MJ.
Yes, MJ. Actually, we are intelligent designer named MJ.
Yeah.
Yes.
And him
in-house.
Yeah, in-house.
In-house. All the parts.
When we started some parts, we collaborated with other factories. For example, the carbon fiber decks.
Yeah.
But now we're getting close to where on the N5, for example, the N3. The only parts that are not custom are the motors, the ESC structure, and the remote. Everything else is our design, yeah.
So the first board the Acetec released,
The X1
was the
2022.
X1. Yeah.
What was not custom was the deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
I
hubs.
remember the first thing that I was really impressed with was the Z1 because it was the first Chinese quote unquote mountain board.
Yeah. And the first mass-produced one, yeah.
The reason I say mountain board is because, for me, the definition of a mountain board means it has a top mountain closer.
Thank you, yeah.
And the reason for that, if most people don't know, mountain boarding itself is its own sport.
Yeah.
You got bindings, you go downhill, you go off jumps, all sorts of stuff. To do that, you need to have the top mountain enclosure. Some people maybe don't think it's the most attractive thing to have the enclosure on top. I love it because it gives you a lot of ground clearance. What was the main reason for entering the market with a mountain board?
Many reasons, but the first one, we love mountain boarding.
Okay.
MJ, our designer, before he was working for Acetec, he used to be in the DIY scene as well in China.
Okay.
Fixed board for people, make his own board, and he had mountain board, setups as well. Usually in DIY, a mountain board is also easier to build.
Yeah.
You don't need a crazy enclosure that fits the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
And so, for clearance, we all love them for off-road. We are the same opinion. If a board has a battery under, it's not an off-road board. It's an 80 board, right? But when I go off-road, I don't want to think about my battery.
Yep.
And then it's easier to set up, upgradable, modular, everything. And then because there was great mountain boards out there, but not mass marketed or not with the battery included, or not easy accessible from people all around the world. So we were the first ones to make one, mass-produced, easy access with gear drives.
Yep.
And because we love mountain boarding, that's my favorite board. Even in the city, we often say that sometimes even the city is worse than off-road because on trails, it's pretty smooth. Of course you go off trails, then you're getting the real off-road. But the city, you got pavements, jumps, potholes. Even in the city, I like to run my top-mounted board more than the other boards.
I find the same thing. I built a mountain board to go off-road, and then I ended up riding it on the street 90% of the time. So it's funny how that works, but they're just comfortable all over the place.
Exactly.
So, it's really great to see lots of new innovative designs. I think Acetec is pushing the market forwards, and I think a lot of people maybe got the wrong impression when Acetec first started. We know that Acetec came out with the X1 first.
Yeah.
We're like, wow, that's kind of cool. Reminds us a lot of the Evolve boards and sort of the Meepo boards. That's not a bad thing, of course, because those are solid boards and they have solid specs. And you guys were able to do it at a great price.
Yeah, and different, 10mm axles, CNC hubs, CNC position trucks, TKP. Well, at that time, everyone was still on DKP.
Yep.
Plastic hubs, 8mm axles. We wanted to change that, and then 14S.
Yeah, so the X1 is now, is it the X3 is the latest version of that one?
No, I mean, our naming system is a bit odd, but the numbers don't mean the generations.
Okay.
Just categories. So the X1 is still a board. The X3 is a different type. It's a four-wheel drive, direct drive. For example, the Z3 is not the new version of the Z1. It's his brother. Z1 will have normal axles. Z3 will have the suspension trucks.
Okay, that makes sense.
And one is okay, the N3 is a bigger brother than one, but they're still developing their own categories. We still make the N1 and we'll make the N3 alongside, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, the Z3, I don't know if we have
one right behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's one nearby, but has suspension trucks. I don't think I've seen anyone do suspension quite the same way. I know Cycle Eagle and Propel and Baja Board all have suspension trucks. Yours are a little bit different. What do you think makes yours maybe better or more unique?
Yeah.
What are the main selling points of your suspension?
The main thing you want to say?
The main thing is our suspension system actually is based on traditional truck. Yeah, traditional truck yes, channel truck. Channel truck is very important in mounting board. I think it's good for the DIY user.
Yeah.
Yes.
And on other boards that I've tried with suspension trucks, the turning sometimes was good, but still odd behavior. It didn't feel as good as the boards we have. So by using a channel truck base, it feels much more natural. And also to achieve a more traditional turning, we use stiffer suspensions by default. The setting, we don't want it to be too mushy.
Yeah.
We just want the suspensions to be there when you need them, landing, We don't want it to be like on a cloud all the time, We like it to feel normal and to feel reactive and responsive.
Still be able to feel the road.
Exactly. And then the other difference, they're super compact. The entire system is more compact for clearance again. Then we don't use any cast control arms. We use 7075 CNC aluminum because of other systems that I've had also personally, sometimes there's some issues where they can break. We keep improving ours. Now we are at a point where even when we trash them against the wall, they hold up.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will end up breaking them at some point, but we think we make them as durable as can be for now.
Right.
So a lightweight, more compact, channel truck, more durable.
So on the topic of durability, what exactly is Acetec's method for testing boards? Do you have a dyno? Do you have test riders in China? What's the process look like?
Yeah. So we have a dyno that we run not for durability reasons, for the electronic parts, yes. But we run to just, for because our ESCs are functioning and developing. But then we have 3 test riders, which are also the design team and the production team, plus 1 real test rider.
So the designers are riders.
We all riders. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Awesome.
Some
Eric
more
rides
extreme
too?
than ours. Eric rides also, yeah. They're very lucky. I visited them 4 months ago. And next to the office, they have a huge lake.
Yeah.
With a lot of round lake, a very
20 kilometers.
Yeah, 20 kilometers, and they run them at least 3 times or 2 times a week.
Yeah.
Like just to chill also after
Just
work.
for fun.
Exactly, and it's amazing. I couldn't believe it. One of my favorite roads to ride I've ever seen. And they ride their board all the time. They keep pushing them. I didn't know it myself before I visited.
Yeah.
And we trash them. So like, for example, on the Z3, we made them hit walls and pavement sides.
Yeah.
Until the truck broke, and then we made them bigger, stronger, until it broke again. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Eric, what is your favorite board that you sell?
The favorite board
Yeah.
is actually N3 and the Z3.
Yes. But if you have to choose one,
Only choose one.
What would you ride first on a normal day?
Actually, it's based on different situation.
Yeah.
If mounting, definitely Z3.
Yeah.
If there's a smooth road,
Yeah.
like here, I think N3
Yeah.
is better for me.
And to go home
To go home,
from work,
N3.
straight one. Yeah.
N3, yes.
Yeah.
Because
I've
long
also
range,
do.
long range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Okay, I know it's a new one, but I say N3 too because I think we got the gears perfect now in the trucks. But for me, it's the X3. I love the direct drives. For now, the production's over. We're gonna make a different one soon.
Interesting.
But I love direct drives and four-wheel drives. Not for power, but for as some I've seen for the racing. I love exiting corners with the four-wheel drive. You know, the warp is better.
So you're have you ever heard of the company Revel Boards?
Yeah.
So
you used
Revel,
to work
I
for
did.
them, right?
I worked
Yeah.
for them for a little bit as a battery
know,
repair
Revel.
technician.
Revo,
They make the kits.
the key.
With direct drive, the kits like mellow boards, you know, like they have battery and you put on any deck you want Revel. Who's the builder?
I don't know the
forgot,
Chinese
but yeah,
name.
yeah.
I just know the guy that I worked with
Yeah.
on the U.S. side. But anyway, my point was, they had a direct drive system that you could slap on any board. I rode that quite a bit. I think the direct drives are a great option. Not always the most torque, especially when you switch wheels.
Only in four-wheel drive.
Yeah, so
For
four-wheel
us,
drive
it doesn't work in two-wheel drive.
is a great option. And then it's a TKP four-wheel drive on your X3
Yeah.
with a split angle deck. And again,
Speed angle, yeah.
this is another unique thing that ASEC did was bring a split angle deck to the carbon world. I believe
Yeah.
it was the first carbon fiber split
On
angle.
carbon fiber, it might be. I don't. On top of my
I don't
head,
know
I think
for
so.
sure, but
Yeah.
I think it was the first one that I
Yeah.
saw anyway.
In wood, no, but in I mean, on the mass market balls, probably yes, in wood, but in wood there's been other. I think
Yeah.
Hoyt has one, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. But yeah, I mean, having the split angle makes it more stable, and it makes it so you can kind of play around with the truck geometry a little bit.
Exactly. I think in this case, we got the wrong idea to always over tighten the rear and loosen the front. It works, but bushings are not made for that. They have their own tightness
They want to be at a certain level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You should use different bushings, not always over tighten one.
Yeah.
And then with split handballs, you don't have to, you don't have to play around too much, like you said.
Right.
Keep the rear locked. The handball is tighter. The front is more open.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So we got N3, Z3, both new generation boards. Is there any new board that you want to announce? I know we've got
What's our new
some
board coming
prototype
soon?
parts back here.
Z5, and X3 new, and all new N1
Yeah.
is 3 boards in
What
ZCA.
is a Z5?
Z5 is a huge battery, long range for the US consumer or Australia consumer who need the long range.
And how much
Yes.
is the battery?
I think the battery is 16S 8P.
That's a huge battery.
Yes, new battery, new ESC, new motor. I think
Okay. Yeah. So
new deck.
And that's gonna come out in not now, but in a few months. Yeah.
okay.
Maybe later this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Z5 deck is behind me. I'll take some B-roll of it for you guys, but yeah, this is massive. It reminds me of the Flux deck.
Yeah.
The shape or of like a LaCroix deck shape.
Yeah, it's in
Um,
that type of deck. Yeah.
It's like a street carver sort of thing. Definitely a bit different than the Z3 and V1 decks.
It's flatter. There's
a
less
little
double
flatter.
concave. There's less rebound. It's not gonna be as flexy because it's gonna be. Sorry, my mic was. I hope it was fine. It's gonna be mounted with the shock absorbing trucks that you find on the Z3. So because it's a long range board, in miles, I don't know on the top of my head, but probably around 16 S8P. How many miles? 50 S.
I mean, off the top of my head, probably 30 miles. 30.
16 S8.
If you're really cooking it, yeah. I have a 14S6P.
not with our gear drives for sure.
Oh, with your gear drives,
No,
with your
no,
ESC,
no.
maybe on
50
best.
at least.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating the range.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Well, we'll see. What?
Yeah, and if you go that far, I feel like normal trucks don't do the job. So like suspensions for us, they're good for off-road, but I love suspension trucks for the road too.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. I think when you're going very fast
Yeah.
and you hit a pothole or whatever, and just one wheel reacts and goes up, and not the entire board, that makes it safer too at high speeds. So
Yeah, I get that point of view. That makes sense.
And we got 9-inch tires on the way too.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's short and
they're not
new
that
hub.
anymore, but yeah.
Yes.
9-inch
Hub.
all-terrain tires.
all terrain, not nobbies, but grippy
like
tires.
in
yeah,
between.
yeah.
Okay. So I saw, I'll put B-roll of it as well. There's some large wheels
Yeah,
for 8.5 by 3-inch tires.
yeah.
Are those going to be a product that you guys sell?
Yeah. We have many new accessories in that, including on the N5. But yeah, we'll have them soon. Yeah,
So it's like an option for the Z5.
exactly. I think for also our clearance is getting better with the gear drives.
Yeah.
But our first Z1 is still decent. But they're behind you. The gear drives are very big.
Yeah.
That's the first generation. So the Z1 2022 or they want bigger tires, 9-inch
Yeah.
for the clearance. So we'll have them for them new hubs, new tires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is there anything else about the Z5 that you want to let people know ahead of when it gets released? Any other new
I
information?
mean, we said it 9-inch wheels
Yep.
as option or stock. We'll see the trucks. You can choose between normal trucks or the suspension trucks.
Yep.
And 16S 8P, but also a smaller configuration. We're still figuring out which one. Maybe 16S 4P, 5P. Yeah, that's about it. I think that, tells enough about the board. It's a normal type board, street carver, as you said.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys do in the future. And thanks for this interview. I do have one question that I want to kind of hear straight from the company itself. I know the DIY community has its moments of being hypercritical in a lot of areas. And one of the things that came to the general populace in the DIY community's attention is that there were a lot of similarities between the initial design of the Z1 and the, at the time, very popular LaCroix company. Now,
Yeah.
LaCroix is, I believe, officially out of the game now, so it's a little bit of an icky thing to talk about, but I just really wanted to hear what your opinion is on the whole LaCroix situation. I know you guys addressed it on Facebook a little bit, but while we're here, I'm sure the people in my community would love to know what you guys have to say.
So, I mean, first off, the first generation Nix, and even the second one, we're still using them for now. We're developing new designs. The trucks were pretty similar to the Hypertrucks one. We don't consider them a copy. I think once you have them side by side, they have different angles, different shapes. But likewise, we're the first ones to have, open sculpted trucks. I don't mean my English, like hollow trucks.
Oh yeah,
sides.
like hogged out or
Exactly.
open. Yeah.
And then we loved it. I think it looks amazing. You can have them structurally tougher without having to use as much material. And they do look pretty similar.
Okay.
I guess it was before I came. I feel like they are a bit close to reality. Our designer disagrees, but I think he was just a big fan of the trucks himself. If the color was different, I think people wouldn't say they were very close to each
I would
other
agree.
because structurally, when you have them side by side, they're not the same.
Yeah.
But we get it. I think it's fine. Likewise, was hopefully can still be an amazing brand.
Yeah.
That people love and respect. They made so many advances in this case and so many new designs that were very unique.
Yeah.
But we didn't take it as seriously because, all the trucks outside of that, they're all the same. Every DKP use the same Paris caliber base, and we are not as excited with that. But likewise, a much more respected company. So we get why people were upset. And, even me, I was a bit uncomfortable at first when I joined. But for us, they're not copies. If anything, they're like a compliment to the original one. Now we're going away from the design. We're doing different stuff because we saw people very upset. We don't consider it like LaCroix copy as a board because it was a mountain board.
Yeah.
With trucks on top, with many different designs, different deck. But yeah, we get it. Hopefully our design now, we show that we're doing our own thing more and more. And people forgive us for that, similarity in design. But yeah, we get it so completely.
That's really good to hear. So I think the more Acetec sticks around, makes new products that are sweet, I think, even some of the harshest critics in our community are starting to come around. And I think one thing to move forwards, what is Acetec's number one mission statement if you had to make a goal for what Acetec does as a company?
Do you want to answer that? The goal of Acetec?
Actually, we want to do something for for the skater. Yes, electric skater they want. What they want, then what we will do.
We always want to listen to the needs of people. Like of course, we have our own ideas. Like no one asked us to do a mountain board, but we guessed, in advance that there was a demand for it and people would want it.
Yeah.
But then once we make a product, almost all iterations and upgrades are always based on consumer feedback.
Okay.
If we do something wrong, like we always come forward with it. Like the N1 ESC, we could have made it better from the start. The trucks, they want more nimble, we make them. The batteries, they want them bigger. And then I think for us, it's just to make exciting products, not just stay in the mold of the board that are already there. We try to make new stuff that gets people excited.
Yeah.
And to make them good. So I think right now what we're doing differently also is that, for example, we want better urethane wheels, right? We can't make them as good as Mad Wheels or Boas. So we partner with Mad Wheels.
Yeah.
Hopefully with other stuff like bushings, we can partner with other companies. Hopefully Riptide, before the end of the event, they're still there, we can talk to them.
That would be awesome.
So we want to make the best parts, and if we can make the best ones, we'll partner with them. For example, bindings, hopefully we can partner with MBS too.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to make good bindings. But
Oh,
outside of that,
the MBS bindings are awesome.
to keep making the best gear drives, I know from at first sight, people would think we have gear drives that are okay. I think they're the best ones by far. So I hope more people in the DIY scene as well, they come try our boards and see what they're about, especially the new ones. And yeah, just make beautiful products, durable, and keep answering to people's needs and make those boards.
Awesome. I have one last question. At this event, we were fortunate to see Kieran here on a race board that Meepo is collaborating with Stooge on. I think that's super awesome. I think everyone is super happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever see a future where Acetec would be interested in making a board that's focused on track use?
A racing board. Do we want to make a racing board?
Actually, we want, but maybe in the future we will develop the new structure, and for the racing board, that we cooperate with Lean Power. Lean Power developed the hot melt tire only for racing. It means high speed and stable. So in the future, I think we want to achieve this goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to continue racing, many people always wanted to make Twinings, for example, for the Twinings example, but I'm a big Stooge fan myself, and we appreciate their work, and we felt like it wasn't us to do without a partnership. So when some company made some trucks like the Twinings, we were a bit surprised, but hopefully now that the way has been paved for Meepo and Stooge, we can also come up with our own solution.
Yeah.
And make a racing board. I think if we make a racing board, it would be different in the wheelbase, in the motor configuration, because we feel like that's somewhere where we see the balls and we feel like, that's not what we will do.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure we make it right. Racing board, you can't go wrong. You can't make them not durable or not reliable. So we want to make sure we make the best ones we can.
Having it cut out while you're racing,
I know, exactly.
Leaves a mark on your riding confidence. I know this from experience.
Yeah. But yeah, we want to get there. It's more fun, and we feel like for the future of e-skate in general, it's hard to make the sport bigger. I've been in e-skate for 12 years. It doesn't look like it's bigger. I feel like 6 years ago it was bigger than it was now.
Yeah.
So the only way for us to make it bigger is racing. Developing the sport, making it more popular. It's going to trickle down to people watching, maybe getting a board.
Yeah.
So if we can enter the scene and make it right, then yeah, we will do it. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome to hear.
Sorry about that abrupt cutoff there. My camera ran out of recording space. Well, technically it hit the recording limit of 30 minutes, but anyway, I really appreciate the time that Acetec was able to give me for that interview. It was informative and very interesting. And what you see on screen right now is the Acetec N3, which I will be doing a full review on, and which I picked up at the event. So it's pretty awesome of Eric to give me this to review, and I've been having a lot of fun on it so far. So I did intend to record some extra clips with Acetec at the event, but it was already like almost 6 p.m. and everyone was leaving, so it was time to pack up. But anyways, really great to see Acetec out there at the event, and I have a really positive outlook on the company as a whole. think they have a bright future, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're able to do with their products and how they're able to enhance the sport. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, keep on riding, and peace out.